Nothing runs like a deer.
Whether you have a lawn to mow, a driveway to plow, or a garden to till, our customers know you can't beat the quality and reliability of a John Deere.
And right now at Greenway Equipment Sales, we have a great offer for you.
Get 0% APR fixed rate financing for 72 months on a John Deere compact utility tractor with a 6-year powertrain warranty.
For more offers, go to greenwayequipment.com.
See the Smith Brothers today at Greenway Equipment Sales, Ellsworth and Bangor.
And welcome everyone to Newman Gymnasium. It is senior night here for Husson Women's Volleyball, as it's going to be the St. Joe Monks coming in here with a record of 6-11, and then taking on the Husson Eagles with a record of 7-7. I'm Isaac Potter alongside Reese Dannenberg here. And Reese, how you doing here tonight?
I'm doing good. Tuesday night. It's a good night, you know. Stayed up here on campus all day for this, so I'm ready to get it going.
Yes, exactly. It should be a very exciting match here tonight. And we're going to send things over down to Joe Swanson, the PA announcer, as he's going to, as the Husson volleyball team is going to recognize its 4 seniors here today.
Let's give another round of applause for our 2022 Husson Volleyball seniors.
As that was the senior recognition here, as Husson honoring their 4 seniors, Amber LeMay, Chrissy Cruz, Adrienne Beatty, and Cheyenne Young. Some of them have played 5 years here playing volleyball, and then some of them have played 4 years here at Husson. So definitely a nice way to honor them. And
Yes, and how many senior game photos do you see taken with a dog?
not often.
Not often, that's right.
I don't know what kind of dog that is, but it's definitely a cute little
I'm
dog.
glad it made the cut, though.
Yes. But now we're going to get ready to send it back over to the PA announcer, Joe Swanson, as we're going to have the starting lineups for both teams.
Husson University promote good sportsmanship by the student-athletes, coaches, and spectators at tonight's contest. Request for cooperation by supporting the participants and officials in a positive manner. Profanity, racial, or sexist comments or other intimidating actions directed at officials, student-athletes, coaches, or team representatives will not be tolerated and are grounds for removal from Newman Gymnasium. At this time, let's meet the starters for the visiting hosts. Starting out with bearer number 1, Sam Holland. At outside hitter number 6, Maggie Sylvester. At setter number 12, Hannah Holden. At defensive specialist number 13, Victoria Briones. At right side number 22, Nadia Sixtu. At middle blocker number 24, Isabel Philbrin. And at middle blocker number 26, Hannah Webster. St. Joseph's is under the direction of head coach John Roberts. And now, the starting lineup for your Husson University Eagles. A senior from Lawrence, Massachusetts, number 2, Chrissy Cruz. A senior from Eagle River, Alaska, number 5, Cheyenne Young. A sophomore from Stratford, New Hampshire, number 8, Beatrice Tursey. A graduate student from Rochester, New Hampshire, number 10, Adrienne Beatty. A sophomore from San Jose, California, number 11, Olivia McIntyre. A sophomore from Rentham, Massachusetts, number 13, Cam Schweitzer. And a graduate student from Belmont, New Hampshire, number 22, Amber LeMay. The Eagles are coached by Alex Gordon. He's assisted by Carl Lesak and Andrew Ward.
And that was the playing of the national anthem along with the starting lineups. And we are right about to get underway here. And Reese, what's going to be key for Husson if they want to come out and win this match here tonight?
Just keep doing what they've been doing. You know, they're coming into this one riding a 5-game win streak, so they've been doing the right things ever since, that game that you and I saw the ending of, where they just couldn't close it out. Ever since then, they've been chugging right along, 1-5 straight. Just got to keep it rolling tonight.
Yeah, absolutely. They definitely have been playing well. Coach Gordon's squad has really got them playing together and playing as one, and they've really have been playing well here so far. Quickly, we'll go through the starting lineups once again. For Husson's giving number 22, Amber LeMay, number 5, Cheyenne Young, number 8, Beatrice Tersey, number 10, Adrienne Beatty, number 11, Olivia McIntyre, and number 13, Cam Schweitzer. And for St. Joe's, giving number 1, Sam Holland, number 6, Maggie Sylvester, number 12, Hannah Holden, number 13, Victoria Briones, number 22, Nadia Sixto, number 24, Isabel Philbrick, number 26, Hannah Webster. And we are getting underway here, and it's going to be Tersey hitting that one to the nets, and a point going over to St. Joe's. As now it's going to be number 13, Victoria Briones, getting ready to serve this one here.
We saw some vicious serves and spikes from her in the warm-ups.
Beatty with a nice dig there. Cheyenne Young goes for the spike. As it's Holden setting up Sylvester. And it's going to be blocked there by the Eagles. And they will get the ball right back.
Yeah, I didn't see who that was, but that was a great block, great timing on that jump.
As now we're going to see a quick substitution there as Chrissy Cruz will check out. And number 16, Julia Levitt, checks into the game. And number 5, Cheyenne Young will get ready to serve it here. Referee just checking with the score official at the table, making sure everything is all set. And Reese, both of these teams very similar in record. St. Joe's has played a little bit more matches here. They've currently 6-11 on the year. Husson 7-7.
Both teams have been, both teams struggled a little bit in non-conference play, but have really taken over during the conference play.
Absolutely. Definitely both teams are playing well. St. Joe's currently came off a win against Salem State this past Saturday, and then Husson coming off a win against Northern Vermont Linden in a 3-0 sweep there. LeMay makes the dig there, sets up Levitt. Levitt, nice save there from Holden. Sixto with the serve over. Schweitzer. It's one of her own. Sixto once again will serve it. McIntyre over to Levitt with the spike.
That was a good block, too.
Briones over to Sylvester, and another dig there from Cheyenne Young. And it looks like it was a double hit there, and a point going over to St. Joe's. This is now going to be number 24, Isabel Philbrick, from a senior from Milford, New Hampshire, getting ready to serve this one. LeMay digs that one. Sits up to Levitt. Over to Briones. Briones serves one over. Cheyenne Young's going to spike this one, and it's going to be a little bit too far. Ball go out of bounds. Another point going to St. Joe's.
That's twice now. Husson has had a good-looking spike opportunity, but just a little bit too much on it.
So once again, Philbrick will get ready to serve this one here. Good crowd here in Newman Gymnasium here
tonight. It's a good turnout.
It's senior night here tonight, as Schweitzer has that one blocked. But definitely good to see. We see some of the football team and some of the basketball team members, as St. Joe's is going to get a timeout here. And we're going to do the same thing as well, so we'll be right back in 1 minute.
Choosing a school is really difficult, but I have never felt like I should have gone somewhere else.
The thing I like about the school, the class sizes are smaller.
Making friends is easier here because of the fact that you are such a tight-knit community.
I was shooting around a basketball. That's how I met my first friend.
You meet a lot of new people from different areas of the world.
I feel like I've grown so much here.
And there's so many amazing people that work here to learn from.
I definitely made the right decision coming to Husson.
And we are back out of the timeout, as it was a quick timeout from Coach Gordon, looking to try to get his squad going here, as they're currently trailing 5-1 here.
Yeah, St. John's looks really strong coming out early on.
This could be Philbrick getting ready to serve it once again. And that one's going to go a little bit too far to the right, as Beatty will let that one go out of bounds. The ball going back over to Husson. So now we're going to see Olivia McIntyre getting ready to serve here. She leads the team in aces.
Yes, 45 on the year.
Definitely a strong player for this Eagles team.
Only a sophomore as well. And way ahead in the assist category. In fact, she leads this team in assists with 407, and the next closest is Amber LeMay with 28.
Yeah, both of those players definitely do
good job setting up.
Right, a lot of good things for this squad. We're just making sure everything's all set at the scores table there. And everything should be all set here, and McIntyre will get ready to serve it. McIntyre. And that one will go, that will actually hit the line there. Nice serve there from McIntyre to be able
to great serve.
Score another point for the Eagles. She'll get ready to serve this one. That one's to Sylvester. Over to Holden. Tries to set up Webster. And it looks like it will be a point going over to St. Joe's there. The referees were a little bit confused, but they ended up going with the point.
I was confused as well.
Yeah, I think it might have gone off.
I really didn't see it. I didn't know if it hit the line or not.
Yeah, I'm not sure.
Might have gone off a Husson player, like you said.
Yeah, I think it might have been tipped there, but I personally I didn't really see that as well. But either way, it'll be a point going over to St. Joe's. So they're now currently up 6-3 in this first set. LeMay to McIntyre. Sets up Levitt. Levitt just a nice tip over.
Great play. Just a nice soft little tip when they were expecting a hard spike.
Definitely a great heads-up play from Levitt to be able to score that point.
Yes, that was great.
So now we're going to see the grad student, Amber LeMay, get ready here to serve this one. It's from Belmont, New Hampshire. So LeMay will get ready to serve this one over. Sylvester. Over to Webster. McIntyre steps up. Beal. Nice block there from Sylvester.
Great recovery, though.
Levitt with a spike of her own, and she scores the point. That's another point going over to Husson.
Yes, great play. Recovering the block and having quick reflexes to get another set going.
It's now 6-5 now, St. Joe's. LeMay serves this one.
Good serve.
As Holland hit that one out of bounds, and Sylvester wasn't able to save it. And now the Husson has came back to tie this one up.
That was a great serve.
Currently on a 5-1 run right now. LeMay. Briones sets up Webster over to Holden. Holden with a spike. Dig by LeMay. And Looks like they're calling it 2 hits there.
Yep.
Point will go over to St. Joe's. It's now going to be number 6, Maggie Sylvester, sophomore from Barrington, New Hampshire. Sends it over as McIntyre tries to save that one off the net, but a point will go over to St. Joe's. These ones are always so tough to be able to dig, especially when it comes up just short of the net.
Yeah.
As Sylvester hits that one out of bounds. As now we'll see Julia Levitt getting ready to serve this one here. Currently leads the team in points and kills.
Yes, that was a very fierce serve.
Webster sends it over as McIntyre digs that one. Levitt with a spike of her own. Over to Tercey. Sylvester tries to save it. And a point goes to Husson.
That was a great rally by Husson right there. You can see the fans getting hyped down there in the student section.
Yes, it can get very loud here in Newman Gymnasium.
That's correct.
Pass. Ooh, as Levitt hits that one into the net. But definitely this season, you know, we've seen a lot of good support here from the fans coming out to these volleyball matches, and
not just volleyball too.
Right.
Fans, students, people are coming out to all the events.
Yeah, definitely this whole side over here is pretty packed. I wouldn't say every spot is filled, but it is a very packed gym here tonight.
The Husson community usually provides a pretty good turnout for most sporting events here.
Absolutely. And even some fans from St. Joe's made the trip up to watch this match here tonight. Philbrick tries to tip that one over. Cheyenne Young goes for a spike. Sylvester sets up Briones. Briones was a spike. Nice dig there from
Great dig.
LeMay. And a point going over to St. Joe's is, I believe, they might have called that a carry call, I think. And a point will go over to St. Joe's.
That was a great dig by LeMay.
LeMay sets up McIntyre. And Philbrick with the nice heads-up play, found the open gap and able to score another point.
Yeah, there was kind of 2 or 3 blocks and tips going on at the net there. Finally able to put it out of play, or out of reach, I should say.
Webster over to McIntyre to Young, gets that one blocked, but Cheyenne Young stays with it. Beal's going to try one of her own.
This St. Joe's team has blocked a lot of spikes early on already.
Absolutely. And Cruz with a dig of her own, but a strong spike from number 13, Victoria Briones.
And there it is. That's that strong spike I was talking about that we saw warming up. She looked vicious out there and showed it right there.
Yeah, she's a freshman from El Paso, Texas.
Wow. Come a long way.
Absolutely. Definitely. She might be. Oh, no, there actually is another person, number 26, Hannah Webster, as another point goes over to St. Joe's. Hannah Webster is also from Texas as well, as she's from Alvin. She's a sophomore for the St. Joe's team. As she will get ready to serve this one. LeMay.
We saw for the Husson, great strike. We saw for the Husson roster, there's well, actually 2 people from Alaska, all the way from Alaska.
Yep, and I believe they're both from the same town too, Eagle River, Alaska.
Same high school.
Yeah, Cheyenne Young and Sarah White.
Interesting. That's a long way.
Absolutely. Definitely came a long way to Husson. They've done some good things here for the Eagles. White is currently out with an injury here tonight. But Cheyenne Young is one of the seniors. Definitely has done a lot of good things here for the Eagles over the years.
She's second on the team in kills at 149, second on the team in digs, second on the team in blocks. So she's done a lot.
Absolutely. Definitely nice to have that senior leadership.
Yes, definitely.
As Young sets up a spike of her own and a nice dig from Sylvester. The strong spike again from Briones. McIntyre tries to save it, but that'll go out of bounds.
Briones showing off the power right now.
You're definitely right. She definitely has a very strong spike. It's going to be number 12, Hannah Holden, serving this one. Beatty, and a little bit of a miscommunication there, and a point going over to St. Joe's, and Coach Gordon's going to take another timeout here, and we will as well, and we'll be right back in 1 minute on the Husson Eagles Sports Network.
Selling is all about relationships and building trust. At Greenway, it's our people that have built the business. We're fortunate to have a team with years of experience. They know John Deere equipment inside and out and go the extra mile to take care of our customers.
And right now is a great time to talk to one of us about a new tractor. Get 0% APR financing for 72 months on a John Deere compact utility tractor. Nothing runs like a Deere.
From Greenway Equipment Sales, family owned and operated since 1994.
And we are back here at Newman Gymnasium, and coming out of the timeouts, it's the Eagles trailing 16-9 here.
Looking to see if they can get something going. Another good block by St. Joe's.
LeMay sets up Young, as that's Holden, setting up Sixto. Beatty over to McIntyre to Levitt. Levitt tries to tip that one over. Holden over to Sixto. And that was blocked there, I believe, by Young.
Yep.
And Levitt wasn't able to get there.
Unfortunate.
Another point going to St. Joe's. Number 12, Hannah Holden, once again, will get ready to serve this one over. She's a senior from Stoughton, Massachusetts. McIntyre over to Young. Blocked there by Sixto, but she stays with it. Young will decide to tip it over this time. And a point going over to Husson.
Sixto and Philbrick up there have been blocking a lot of spikes early on. Us just can't seem to get anything.
As now we're going to see number 8, Beatrice Tercey, getting ready to serve this one. That one.
That was great.
And go to a point there for the Eagles.
Right on the line.
The Eagles looking to try to fight their way back into this one. They definitely have had a few sets this year where they've came back and have been able to pull out a victory.
Yes.
Webster with a nice
great
save. McIntyre over to Beatty. Young.
Another one.
A nice play by Briones. Found the open gap there and scored the point. As she will get ready to serve this one here. Victoria Briones will get ready to serve this one. She'll send it over to Levitt. Nice save from McIntyre. It's Sixto. Over to Beatty. And it looks like 4 hits is the call. Too many hits there. A point going over to St. Joe's.
St. Joe's really controlling the tempo early on.
We want to take a moment to thank today's game sponsors. Performance PT, designing a healthier you. Greenway Equipment Sales in Ellsworth and Bangor. Nothing runs like a Deere. Governor's Restaurant. And Casella, giving resources new life.
We just saw a great ace right there from Briones.
So that's another point goes over to St. Joe's. Currently up 19-11. Briones sends that one just a little bit too far. As Beatty will let that one go out of bounds. As now it's going to be number 5, Cheyenne Young, getting ready to serve this one here for the Eagles. As that one come up just a little bit shorter than the net.
You can tell just looking at this bunch over here on the right that the student section wants to come alive. They want something to get fired up at. They just haven't gotten it yet.
And
but every little thing that happens, they're getting loud over there. They're just waiting.
Oh, yeah, they can definitely get loud. The student section, in some of the games I've called here, as a point goes over to St. Joe's, a lot of the games that I've been able to call here, it's gotten loud. The student section definitely knows how to get fired up, I guess, I'd first say. So
they're waiting for a run here.
As it's going to be Phil Britt getting ready to serve this one over. She will serve this one, and it's LeMay with the dig. McIntyre saves it. Levitt with the spike of her own. That goes to Briones. Holden sets up, back up Briones. McIntyre up to Levitt with a spike, and she scores the points. A nice spike there from Levitt. So now it's going to be number 11, Olivia McIntyre, getting ready to serve this one here.
As you said earlier, McIntyre leading the team in aces.
As it's Briones over to Holden. Sixto will serve that one over. McIntyre to LeMay. Briones to Holden. Up to Balzano. LeMay sets up Levitt. That gets blocked by Sixto. And another point to St. Joe's.
I like the hustle, though.
Definitely St. Joe's, like you mentioned, Reese. They've definitely done a good job in this game with a lot of blocks so far.
Yes, a lot of blocks. Seems like every spike that Husson has tried so far is being blocked by Sixto and Philbrick right now up front.
Yeah, they're always setting up two people, as LeMay was not able to get to that one. And St. Joe's is currently 1 point away from winning this first set here. As it's Darby, sends it over to LeMay. McIntyre over to Beal, and that's going to go a little bit too far out of bounds. And that is how the first, actually, excuse me, that was a point going to the Eagles there.
Oh.
As that was, I believe they actually called that a tip play there.
Yep.
So the Eagles still staying alive here. LeMay sends it over. Darby sets up.
Good block
Balzano.
there.
And a nice block, like you mentioned, Reese, by Beal. Alexa Beal, a sophomore from Westerly, Rhode Island.
Husson doing some blocking of their own here. See if they can swing the tide a little bit.
So LeMay will send this one over. Over to Holland. Up to Holden, and that's a strong spike there. And that is how the first set will end this time, as it was 25-15. St. Joe's coming out with the victory in the first set, as they will switch over to the other side, and we'll take a quick 3-minute break here on the Husson Eagles Sports Network. And we are back here for the second set here at Newman Gymnasium as it's St. Joe's taking on Husson Women Volleyball action here. As I'm Isaac Potter alongside Reese Dannenberg here on the Husson Eagles Sports Network. And it was St. Joe's coming out, winning that first set, 25-15. Reese, what were just some of your takeaways from that first set?
The one thing that you and I couldn't stop, mostly me, couldn't stop mentioning was the defense from St. Joe's, the blocks. Nadia Sixton and Isabel Philbrick had, I lost track of how many. I lost track of how many blocks they had, but they had a lot. They impacted that first set.
Absolutely, and
we get a serve here. May takes it.
Schweitzer sends that one over, and the Eagles will strike first here, scoring the first point of this second set. As it's going to be number 11, Olivia McIntyre, getting ready to serve this one. McIntyre.
I just saw on the stat sheet right there, it said that they had 0 blocks.
Yeah,
so whoever's running that's not doing a very good job.
Yeah, I think the block solos or whatever, I think block assists is kind of, I believe, 2 people that they do it at the same time. So I think that's why
But there was a couple that were definitely
could be close. But it's St. Joe's scoring that point there. But either way, the St. Joe's definitely had a lot of good blocks in that first set, and it was really a big difference maker in them coming out winning that first set. Yes. LeMay, wow, has a nice play from Sylvester, who makes a nice play at the net.
Yes, very great play.
She did a good job, too.
She met the ball right at the net, just pushed it down, really.
Right.
Didn't even give a chance for a Husson player to get over there.
That was a good job, too. She didn't hit the net as well, because if she hit the net, it would have been a point going to Husson.
Wow.
Block there from Sylvester, and that's going to be too many hits there, and St. Joe's once again off to a strong start, like in the first set. As Briones will get ready to serve this one over. Briones sends it over. LeMay with the dig. McIntyre sets up Levitt with a spike. It just goes a little bit too far out of bounds. Now point for the Monks.
Yes, that makes it 5-1 already here in this second set.
It's just like the first set too. They came out to the 5-1 lead there. Briones over to Levitt. McIntyre will set up Beal. Beal will hit that one over. Briones over to Sixto. Now Cheyenne Young tries to make a dig there, but it will go out of bounds. And a point once again going back to the Monks. And we are going to see Coach Gordon call a timeout here. We're going to take a quick timeout as well, and we'll be right back here on the Husson Eagles Sports Network.
Husson makes it a priority of theirs to make sure each of their students are well-rounded and that we're prepared to go into the future.
I mean, it's very rare to have a college that can emphasize the professor-student interaction, and Husson hits it right on the head.
Instead of just, sitting in the classroom, it's a great way to get hands-on experience. I'm actually out here doing things and seeing how things work.
After being here and meeting the people, I decided this is where I wanted to be, that there was no better option for me.
And we're back here out of the timeout as Coach Gordon called a quick timeout there as St. Joe's off to a strong start here in the second set, leading 6-1. They were able to win the first set, 25-15. As LeMay sets over to Levitt, over to McIntyre. Holden sets up Philbrick with a strong spike, as LeMay was not able to get to that one. We want to take a moment to thank today's game sponsors: Performance PT, designing a healthier you; Greenway Equipment Sales in Ellsworth and Bangor; Nothing Runs Like a Deer; Governor's Restaurant; and Casella, giving resources new life. LeMay with the dig there, sets up Levitt with a spike, and happens to hit the line there, and a point going over to the Eagles.
Right on the line. Good spike.
It's going to be Amber LeMay there, getting ready to serve this one. That was definitely a much-needed point there for the Eagles to stop the bleeding. The Eagles will look to try to fight their way back, but LeMay happens to hit the net there.
Unfortunate.
As our point will go over to St. Joe's. So now we're going to see number 24, Isabel Philbrick, getting ready to serve this one here. Philbrick sends it over to Levitt, to McIntyre, over to Levitt. Nice block there from Webster. Holden sets up Briones, a block from Beal, as that was Levitt trying to make the save there, but happens to hit the ground first.
Yeah, so it was a good block, but just unfortunate that it happened to stay on this side of the net.
Philbrick will once again get ready to serve this one over. Philbrick will happen to hit the net, though, and a point going over to Husson. Now we're going to see number 16, Julia Levitt, sophomore from Alton, New Hampshire. She'll serve that one and just come up right short of the net there. Now it's going back over to St. Joe's. Nadia Sixto, freshman.
And that's 3 in a row.
As another one once again comes up short. And number 10, Adrian Beatty, grad student, checking back into the game here. 10-4 now on Isaac Potter alongside Reese Dannenberg, as we're having college volleyball action here. So Beatty will get ready to serve this one. So it's Holland, excuse me, that's Darby, trying to set up Holden there, but comes up a little short of the net. So Beatty will once again get another serve here. Beatty to Holland, sets up Darby to Sylvester. Levitt over to McIntyre to Young, a block there from Webster. McIntyre gives it to Young again. Young tried to tip it over. Young's going to try a spike. That was partially tipped by Sylvester.
Great play.
Blocked. Just like you mentioned, Reese, a great play there from Young. And she tips it right in for a point for the Eagles.
Great heads-up play.
Absolutely, definitely. Young stayed with it on that set there. Holden with a spike of her own, and LeMay makes the dig, but it happens to go out of bounds. As number 27, Allison McMullen will check into the game for Maggie Sylvester. Head coach John Roberts in his 5th season at the helm of coaching for the St. Joe's women's volleyball team.
Yes, an assistant coach is only in her 3rd season, so very young staff.
Absolutely, as that was Briones with a double hit there and a point going back to Husson. But the Eagles getting ready to serve this one here. It's going to be number 8, Beatrice Tercey, getting ready to serve this one over. Tercey sends it over, and that Goes off of Holland. At a point going over to the Eagles. Now it's 11-8. And it looks like there Coach Roberts is going to get a timeout there, as he will look to try to stop the bleeding. And we'll take a timeout as well, and we'll be right back in 1 minute on the Husson Eagles Sports Network.
5 years ago, we started this journey of recycling. And with that same ingenuity, with that same innovation, and with that same entrepreneurship, we're approaching our next 45 years. We have an obligation to figure out how we can consume less, how we can recycle more, how we can create more sustainable products, and how we help our customers enable that.
We owe it to the future generations to continue to do better and recycle better.
And we're back here at Newman Gymnasium as out of the St. Joe's timeout. St. Joe's still leading this one 11-8 over Husson in this second set.
Husson making a little run though right now.
It's definitely making a run of their own as Tercey will serve this one over. Briones will serve that one over and happens to hit the line there, and a point going over to the Monks. In case you missed it, St. Joe's won the first set 25-15. They're looking to try to go up 2-0 as the Eagles looking to try to tie things up. McIntyre to Levitt with a spike. Nice save there from Webster. Briones with a spike of her own.
Wow.
Beatty almost hits the ceiling on that one, as Levitt will send it over, and just will be a little bit too far out.
And Victoria Briones so far, the freshman, making a big impact so far.
Absolutely. Definitely she's done a lot of good things here so far for the Monks.
Freshman leading the way.
The ball
don't see that very often.
No, as that one goes out of bounds there. Now it's going to be Cheyenne Young getting ready to serve this one here. Young. McMullen saves it. Darby sets up Briones, and I believe it was a double hit there. And a point going over to the Eagles. 13.
Husson staying in it.
Right, definitely making a good run of their own, as it's only a 3-point lead for the Monks. Webster looks to set up Briones with a spike. LeMay over to McIntyre to Schweitzer. A nice play by Darby.
Yeah, great play. Nobody on Husson was ready for that.
As a nice play there from Levitt, who spikes it, and ball happens to goes off of Webster and McMullen.
The miscommunication by St. Joe's leads to a Husson point right there. And they're coming right back.
As once again, another point goes to the Eagles, as Eagles making a run of their own. Young just happens to hit the net there. And a point will go over to St. Joe's. This one's going to be number 12, Hannah Holden. Getting ready to serve this one here. It's Holden. Serve this one over to LeMay, to McIntyre. McIntyre with a nice heads-up play. McMullen with a save. LeMay over to Levitt. Levitt gets that one blocked. McIntyre to Young this time, who scores over there. Great heads-up play there by Young to easily hit that one over. It's now 14-12. Olivia McIntyre getting ready for this one here. sophomore from San Jose, California. McIntyre will serve this one. Webster over to Holden. Sets up 6-0 with a strong spike, and it'll be just a little bit too far.
And that puts Husson just one back.
Yes, they have clawed their way back into this one. They've cut it to one. McIntyre will get ready to serve this. McIntyre, Webster, as that one will go out of bounds. And the Eagles have tied it up at 14 apiece now. McIntyre will get ready once again to have a serve here. McIntyre just happens to come up short of the net there. And the Monks regain the lead.
Looks like momentum seems to be going Husson's way, though, so far in the last few minutes here.
It definitely was St. Joe's coming out with a strong start in this second set, but Eagles have fought their way back as it's now only a one-possession game. As now it's going to be Briones getting ready to serve this one here. Briones to Levitt. Sets up McIntyre back over to Levitt. Sets up a spike of her own, and Sylvester's going to hit that one out of bounds. As now it's going to be number 22, Amber LeMay, getting ready to serve this one. With the grad students here. LeMay to Briones, to Holden. Sets up Sylvester with a spike. Partially blocked by Beal. Levitt will serve that one. And Sylvester happens to hit that one short, and the Eagles now have a lead.
Finally clawed their way back, take a 1-point lead. They were down 9-2, I think, at one point in this set, so they've done a great job. Momentum's definitely on their side right now.
LeMay sends over to Holden to 6-0. 6-0 with a spike. And LeMay was trying to dig that one, but will happen to go out of bounds. As it's been kind of going back and forth here in this second set.
Yes, very competitive match.
So now it's going to be Phil Brick getting ready to serve this one. She'll send it over, and LeMay will dig that one up. Levitt with a nice heads-up play. Easily hits it over.
Soft touch.
Yes, definitely like you mentioned, a soft touch. As she finds the little gap there and scores the point.
Here she is serving.
Levitt over to Sylvester. And the Monks still save it. McIntyre sets up Beal. Beal with a spike. Holden over to Sylvester. Sylvester with a spike of her own. It just happens to fall in. And a point over to the Monks.
This has been a very competitive set so far. Deadlocked at 17 right now. It's been very back and forth.
Definitely has been a very back and forth set here. I'll be really curious to see who will come out victorious in the second set. It's Beal sends it over to Darby, to Sylvester with a spike, blocked by Beal. LeMay over to Young. Young will send it over. Briones saves it. Over to Holland. And that will be partially tipped there, I believe, by Tercey. And the Monks have retaken the lead. So we're going to see number 4, Amanda Darby, send that one over. McIntyre up to Beal. Beal has that one blocked, but happens to still fall in. And a point for the Eagles. Adrian Beatty getting ready here to serve this one.
See if the Eagles can rally here to close out this set.
Beatty will send it over to Hollins. Sets up Darby to Webster. Levitt saves it. And a nice heads-up play there from Holland.
Great play.
And finds the gap to score the point. Now it's going to be number 27, Allison McMullen, the sophomore from Jacksonville, Florida. McMullen send this one over to Levitt. It's McIntyre, sets up Young. Young will send it over. Holland with the save and a miscommunication play there from the Monks. The Eagles find a point.
Yeah, like you said, a little bit of miscommunication there. That's all it takes for just a split second. And the ball finds a hole.
All right, now it's going to be Tercey getting ready here to serve this one. Tercey sends it over, and that's going to go a little bit too far out. The point goes over to St. Joe's. Now we'll see number 26, Hannah Webster, getting ready. She'll send it over to Levitt. McIntyre sets up Young, and that's just going to be a little bit too much of a spike there.
Just too much on it.
As now the Monks go up by 2.
Right idea, though. There was nobody in that area. Just too much power on it.
So now it's 21-19. Beatty over to McIntyre to Levitt, who tries to spike that one and just happens to hit the nets. And it looks like Coach Gordon is going to get a timeout here as his team currently trailing by 3. And we'll take a quick timeout as well. And we'll be right back in 1 minute on the Husson Eagles Sports Network.
If you want a place where you can be seen as an individual and know what you're doing and have a career to look forward to, this is your place.
And we're back here at Newman Gymnasium as out of the Eagles' timeout. They're currently trailing by 3 right now, 22-19, as St. Joe's looking to try to take a 2-0 lead in sets. LeMay to McIntyre, sets up Levitt. Levitt will send this one over. Darby sets up Holland. Beatty over to McIntyre to Young, blocked there by Philbrick. Levitt tries to find the gap. Nice save there from McMullen. Briones with a spike, and it goes off of Levitt's fingertips. And St. Joe's now up 23-19.
Briones has had some very powerful spikes that Husson just has not been able to handle.
It's LeMay over to Young. Young, nice save there from Webster.
That's a great save.
McIntyre over to Young. Young with a spike, blocked there by Philbrick. As the ball happens to
land on that side of the net. There's a point for Husson.
It's definitely an awkward jump as both of them are trying to hit it, and I think they both just missed it and just fell right
in between.
Just right into their own side. As Young will get ready to serve this one.
Great serve.
Darby over to Briones. Briones with a strong spike again. As Beatty tried to save that one, and that goes out of bounds. And the Monks are 1 point away from winning their second set.
Husson was right there in it with them with the set. Just kind of letting it slip away now. Felt like they probably could have made a run and closed this one out.
McIntyre to Levitt. Levitt tries to
That's a great play.
Get that one over. Holland over to Webster. LeMay to McIntyre. Over to Cheyenne Young. Nice save there from Holland again. Webster sets up 6-0. Blocked from Levitt, but it happens to go out of bounds. And the Monks will come away with another set victory, 25-20. So they'll take a 2-0 lead heading into this third set, and we'll take a break as we get ready for the third set. We'll be right back here in about 3 minutes on the Husson Eagles Sports Network.
Choosing a school is really difficult, but I have never felt like I should have gone somewhere else.
The thing I like about the school, the class sizes are smaller.
Making friends is easier here because of the fact that you are such a tight-knit community.
I was shooting around a basketball. That's how I met my first friend.
You meet a lot of new people from different areas of the world.
I feel like I've grown so much here.
And there's so many amazing people that work here to learn from.
I definitely made the right decision coming to Husson.
And we are back here at Newman Gymnasium as we are getting ready for the third set here, as it's St. Joe's currently up 2-0 here in sets. As St. Joe's happens to win this third set, that will be the end of the match here tonight. But the Eagles are looking to try to fight their way back and try to stay alive. Isaac Potter alongside Reese Dannenberg. Webster hits that one over, and the Eagles score the first point of the third set.
It felt like in that last set that the Eagles had made the comeback, they had taken the lead, and then they just kind of, I don't know, they let it slip, I guess, for lack of better words. But St. Joe's really turned it up on the other hand as well.
Yeah, they called that timeout, and then St. Joe's was able to make a little run of their own again, and the Eagles just weren't able to bounce back. Briones will hit that one over. Nice save from McIntyre and Levitt. Holland slips it over to 6, though.
The St. Joe's players are complaining that's 4 hits.
Levitt will send that one over, but great hustle there from the Eagles on that set. Now we'll see number 11, Olivia McIntyre, getting ready to serve this one here. As they're now up 2-0. Coach Roberts talking to the official there.
Yeah, he thought as well that was 4 hits from Husson.
As McIntyre will get ready here. She'll send that one over to Sylvester, and just happens to go a bad bounce off the wrist, and a point going over to the Monks. Excuse me, to the Eagles.
Yes. 3-0 already here in this first set, or excuse me, third set.
McIntyre. This is Webster with the dig over to Holland to Briones with the strike of her own. Levitt's going to try to respond right back, but it's going to be Philbrick with the block and finding a point there for the Monks. As now we're going to see number 13, Victoria Briones, getting ready to serve this one here. Briones over to Levitt. To McIntyre. Levitt with a spike. Webster with the save.
Oh.
And that one is close, but it does happen to go out.
Husson caught a break there.
And the Eagles score the points. Definitely was a close play there on the line, but just happens to fall out and works in the Eagles' favor.
I thought it might have even landed on the line.
As LeMay sends that one over. Sylvester with a strong spike of her own. And it's going to be a point going over to St. Joe's.
That's a very great spike.
Definitely great placement there. So now we're seeing the Husson men's soccer team coming in after their practice to cheer on the team.
Love to see it.
McIntyre over to Young.
Almost like the light.
Over to Briones. Young to McIntyre. Sets up Beal. Briones with the dig. Holland over to Sylvester, and that's going to come short of the nets. And a point going back over to the Eagles.
As this game is going on, slowly this crowd has been filling up. Turned into a good turnout here.
Absolutely, definitely a good turnout from the fans and the students from the Eagles. McIntyre over to Young. Briones to Holland. Sets up Sixto, blocked there by Young. As Sixto gets the tip there, but it happens to fall in on their side.
And the student section is going wild, like we mentioned earlier.
Definitely, like you mentioned, getting loud here in Newman.
Trying to hype up this women's team.
Eagles looking to try to stay alive here, currently trailing 2 sets.
Oh.
As that one was a nice block from Beal, but happens to go out. As it's going to be Sixto getting ready here to serve this one. As LeMay over to McIntyre, sets up Beal, blocked there by Sylvester. And McIntyre stays with it. Young with a spike, blocked there by Holland. Holland sends it over. Levitt, Sixto, over to Holden. LeMay to Young. Young with a nice placement there. And a point going over to the Eagles.
Everybody was in the back for that spike, getting ready for it.
Eagles continuing to have a strong start here in this third set. That's Adrian Beatty getting ready now to serve this one. Beatty over to Holland. Darby sets up Holden, and that comes up just short of the net. Now Husson's off to an 8-3 lead.
Yeah, it's a great start for them in this third set.
As Beatty will serve this one over. Darby sets up Webster, blocked there by Young. LeMay tries to send it over, but just comes up short of the nets. And a point going over to the Monks. Definitely a much-needed point there for the Monks.
Yes, definitely. Eagles are starting to go on a nice little run there of their own.
Definitely some momentum has shifted over to the Eagles' side, but the Monks looking to try to stop that. It's going to be McMullen serving this one. Over to Levitt. McIntyre sets up Young. That's nice placement there from Darby. Good effort from Young to try to save that, but will happen to go out of bounds. It's now going to be McMullen getting ready to serve this one. That one will happen to come up short of the net. 9-5 now. Eagles leading this one.
Beatrice Tercey now.
Now it's going to be number 8, Beatrice Tercey, sending this one. Over to Darby. Blocked there by the Eagles. And a point going back over to Husson. For you baseball fans back at home, Aaron Judge leads off the game versus the Rangers with his 62nd home run of the season to break Roger Mars' American League record.
Yes. Congratulations to Aaron Judge. We are Red Sox fans. That is quite impressive.
Yes, we're both Red Sox fans, but I got to admit Aaron Judge is a pretty good player, so I'll give him that. So,
and it feels like these last few games, there's been so much pressure on him. I mean, my phone's been, every single time he comes up to bat, my phone is letting me know that Aaron Judge is up to bat.
Absolutely. As a nice play there from Schweitzer. Happens to find the gap there and score the point. And Cheyenne Young will get ready to serve this one here. Young serves it over to McMullen, over to Darby. That's a strong spike there from Briones, but what happened to go out of bounds.
She thought that was in from the expression on her face.
And Coach John Roberts is going to get a timeout. So we're going to take a timeout as well. And we will be right back in 1 minute on the Husson Eagles Sports Network.
If you want a place where you can be seen as an individual and know what you're doing and have a career to look forward to, this is your place.
As we're back here at Newman Gymnasium, as it's Cheyenne Young setting that one a little bit too far over. As the Eagles off to a strong start here in this third set. Currently trailing 2-0 to St. Joe's in the sets here.
Yes, they trailed 2-0, but they were very close sets. Even the first one, they lost by 10 points. It was much closer than that throughout the beginning of it.
As that was Holden serving that one, and a block there from the Monks that happens to fall in on the Eagles side. And a point going over to the Eagles. It's going to be Olivia McIntyre getting ready now. McIntyre serve this one over to Webster, over to Holden, sets up Sixto. Block there from Schweitzer. Sixto once again with a block. McIntyre sets up Levitt. Holden sets up Briones with a strong spike. Webster to Holden to Phil Brick. And a nice dig from LeMay. McIntyre sends that one over. Sixto tries to block that one. Sixto over to Briones with a strong spike. It just happens to fall in on the line. A much needed point there for the Monks.
Briones has played great so far. I don't think she's come out of the game once either.
far as my knowledge, I don't think so either. Definitely has played a lot in this game here.
Seems like we've been calling her name constant.
As it's going to now be Briones, like we mentioned, getting ready to serve this one. Over to Levitt, to McIntyre, sets up Beal. And that was blocked there by Philbrick, but happens to fall in on their own side, and the point going over to the Eagles. LeMay now getting ready to serve it. One of the 4 seniors recognized here.
Yes. Big senior night here.
It's Briones. That one happens to fall short of the net there. It's 15-8 now. Husson leading this.
Looking good in this set right now. Looking great.
Now we're going to see LeMay here again, serving this one over to Webster, to Sylvester. Nice dig there from Young. Tries to set up Levitt. Briones with a nice save of her own. Sylvester with a spike. McIntyre over to Levitt. And that's another point for the Eagles as a strong spike from her.
And look at this crowd over here. The student section getting up, getting on their feet.
Getting loud for sure. As now we'll get ready once again. Husson with a comfortable 16-8 lead right now. Holden over to Sixto, blocked there by Levitt. And the ball will go out of bounds, and the point will go over to the Eagles again. And it looks like once again we'll get another timeout, but it's the Eagles coming away with a 17-8 lead now. And we'll be right back in 1 minute on the Husson Eagles Sports Network.
Selling is all about relationships and building trust. At Greenway, it's our people that have built the business. We're fortunate to have a team with years of experience. They know John Deere equipment inside and out and go the extra mile to take care of our customers.
And right now is a great time to talk to one of us about a new tractor. Get 0% APR financing for 72 months on a John Deere compact utility tractor. Nothing runs like a Deere.
From Greenway Equipment Sales, family owned and operated since 1994.
And we are back here in the third set out of the timeout, as it's Husson currently off to a 17-8 start here in this third set. St. Joe's won the first 2 sets, but so far it's been all Husson here in this third set as they're looking to try to stay alive. Sylvester gets ready for a spike.
Great dig.
Nice dig there from LeMay. Webster over to Sixto. McIntyre sets up Beal. Briones with a definitely a strong spike there from Sylvester. And that'll be a point going to the Monks. As now we'll see Isabel Philbrick getting ready here. Philbrick. Send this one over. Dig there from LeMay. Sets up Levitz. Blocked there by Sylvester. Sixto gets that one blocked by Levitz. And that one happens to score another point there for the Eagles.
The Eagles are in control of this set right now.
Definitely came out with a strong start and have not looked back. Levitt over to Holden. A nice spike there from Webster. And that one goes off the fingertips of Holden. And a point going once back over to the Eagles. Eagles up 19-9 now. So now we'll see a few subs here for the Eagles as it's Kaylin Chamberlain checking into the game along with number 7, Heather Darby. As now the Eagles will get ready here. So it's going to be Levitt going to serve this one. As the refs making sure of the substitution changes.
Still talking to the scores table over there.
As now we're getting ready as Levitt will get ready to spike this one over. As that one just happens to hit the line there. Great placement there from Levitt.
Yes, definitely. That was beautiful.
Those ones are always so tough to call,
Tough
too.
to judge, yeah.
You think it might go out of bounds, but at the same time,
it has a chance to stay in.
Right.
Wow, that was a great spike.
Great spike there from Webster, but a save from Levitt. Sixto sends it over. McIntyre over to Levitt. Riones over to Hollins. And it looks like it's going to be 2 hits. And the Eagles once again with another point. 21-9 now. So we'll get ready here as now number 17, Sarah Joe, checks into the game for the Monks. Levitt, serve this one. As that one comes up short of the net. And the Monks scoring a much needed point there.
Yes, very much needed.
Now we'll see number 4, Amanda Darby, checking back into the game for Joe. Darby sends it over to Tercey. Cheyenne Young with a strong spike, but just a little bit too much. It goes out of bounds.
You can tell Briones wanted to play that one, but smartly let it go.
Now Darby getting ready here to serve this one here. Number 19, Ava Brownsword, checking into the game for St. Joe's. Darby getting ready here. Darby will happen to find the line there. And a point going over to the Eagles.
You can tell both LeMay and Levitt both thought that was going to fall out of bounds.
Darby sends it over to Levitt, to McIntyre, sets up Beal with a strong spike. Holland saves it. Darby over to Heather Darby. Beal with a spike. Darby sends it over. McIntyre, and it looks like it happened to hit the ground, I believe.
Yes.
And a point going over to the Monks. So now we'll see another substitution as number 8, Regan.
A lot of substitutions here.
Number 8, Regan Noonan, checking into the game. Freshman from Standish, Maine. Darby sends it over. McIntyre sets up Young. Young with a spike, and that was blocked there by Brownsword. But it will be a point going to the Eagles. So now it's Adrian Beatty getting ready here. She'll serve this one over. Sends up Holland, over to Darby. Over to Heather Darby, and that one's going to come up a little short of the net.
Husson now just 2 points away from closing out this set.
The Eagles
getting
look
a much needed set.
Absolutely, definitely looking to stay alive here as they're going to try and force a 5th and final set. McIntyre sets up Tercey. Tercey with a spike of her own and happens to be tipped there by a Monks player. And Eagles are 1 point away from winning the 3rd set. As Beatty now getting ready. She'll serve this one over. Nice dig from Briones. Tercey over to Briones to Darby. Sets up Heather Darby with a spike. Tercey with the dig of her own. McIntyre sets up Young. And Young finds the little gap there in the corner. And the Eagles come away with the victory in the third set to stay alive. And now we will head into a fourth set as St. Joe's still leading 2-1 here in the match. But we'll head into the fourth and sets, and we will be right back in about 3 minutes on the Husson Eagles Sports Network.
Choosing a school is really difficult, but I have never felt like I should have gone somewhere else.
The thing I like about the school, the class sizes are smaller.
Making friends is easier here because of the fact that you are such a tight-knit community.
I was shooting around a basketball. That's how I met my first friend.
You meet a lot of new people from different areas of the world.
I feel like I've grown so much here.
And there's so many amazing people that work here to learn from.
I definitely made the right decision coming to Husson.
We want to take a moment to thank today's game sponsors, Performance PT, Designing a Healthier You, Greenway Equipment Sales in Ellsworth and Bangor, Nothing Runs Like a Deer, Governor's Restaurant, and Casella, giving resources new life. As it was the Eagles coming away with the victory in the third set. The St. Joe still leading 2-1 here in the match. The Eagles continuing to stay alive. Reese, what were your thoughts from that third set?
Excuse me. I thought, wow, excuse me. Sorry. I thought the Eagles did a great job of, not letting the first two sets get to them, not letting it bother them, just staying focused, staying locked in, making sure that they needed to do, or making sure that they did what they needed to do in order to get that third set.
As also in that last set, they mentioned in the timeout there as it was Olivia McIntyre surpassing 1,000 career assists as an Eagle, and she's only a sophomore, Reese.
That's incredible.
Definitely a very impressive award there, so congratulations to Olivia McIntyre.
Second season, that's quite impressive.
Absolutely.
I mean, like I said, excuse me, like I said earlier in the broadcast, he has 407 on this season coming into the game today.
Definitely crazy. As McIntyre served that last point. Eagles currently up 1-0 here in this fourth set, and a block there from Beal. Beal with nice placement there, and happens to find a gap to score. As McIntyre getting ready to serve once again here for the Eagles. McIntyre over to Webster, to Holden. Sixto tries to make a spike there, excuse me, but just happens to hit the nets. It's McIntyre now getting ready here.
Eagles picking up where they left off in that last set.
The Eagles definitely gained some momentum in that third set. As Philbrick tries to send that one over. Levitt goes up for a spike and a strong.
We almost caught that one.
Yeah, Reese was ready to.
I was ready. I had hands out. I was ready to leap over this thing.
Well, it's a good thing you kind of didn't leap over that. I think that would have been a bad
hands
finish.
below probably wouldn't like that. I was ready.
I think that would have probably been a trip to the hospital for you. As the Eagles score once again. As that one was tipped, and the Eagles off to a 5-0
A quick 5-0 start.
So far, the Eagles looking to try to force a fifth and final set here. St. Joe's won the first two sets, but the Eagles looking to fight their way back. And another strong serve from McIntyre. That one goes off Sylvester. And the Eagles now up 6-0. McIntyre once again getting ready here. She'll serve that one and just will happen to come up short of the net there. And the Monks scoring their first point of this set. Briones getting ready here to serve this one. Briones sends it over to Levitt. Sets up McIntyre back over to Levitt with a spike. As Holland and point happens to go over to the Eagles. I'm not sure what they called it.
I'm not sure either.
Might have been maybe a double hit or it might have been a carry, but I did not know what they happened to call on that. As LeMay now getting ready to serve this one. She'll send it over to Sylvester and it gets a bad bounce off the wrist. And the Eagles up 8-1. And Coach Roberts is going to want to call a timeout here.
Husson's fired up over there.
As Coach Gordon and his team fired up. And we'll take a quick minute timeout. Husson leading this fourth set 8-1. We'll be right back here on the Husson Eagles Sports Network.
Husson makes it a priority of theirs to make sure each of their students are well-rounded and that we're prepared to go into the future.
I mean, it's very rare to have a college that can emphasize the professor-student interaction, and Husson hits it right on the head.
Instead of just, sitting in the classroom, it's a great way to get hands-on experience. I'm actually out here doing things and seeing how things work.
After being here and meeting the people, I decided this is where I wanted to be, that there was no better option for me.
As out of the timeout here, it's the Eagles off to an 8-1 lead here in this fourth set. Looking to try to force a fifth and final set from Isaac Potter alongside Reese Dannenberg. Philbrick sends that one over. McIntyre sets up Levitt with a spike, blocked there by the Monks. Holden sets up Sylvester and happens to go out of bounds. Monk's trying to look for something that it went off Eagles player, but it happened to go out of bounds off the Monks. LeMay now getting ready. LeMay will serve this one over. Over to Holland. Sylvester with a spike of her own. LeMay with a dig. McIntyre's over to Beal. Holland. Holden. 2-6 though. A dig from Cheyenne Young. Sets up Beal. Sylvester with a save of her own. She's going to try and spike this one. McIntyre sets up Levitt with a spike and a block there from Philbrick. A big point there for the Monks.
Yes, very much needed. They're hoping that could probably be a momentum shift for them.
The Eagles off to a big start in this fourth set. The Monks are going to look to try to fight their way back into this. Young sets up Beal. Webster. And happens to be a double hit there for the Eagles and a point for the Monks. Philbrick now getting ready. Philbrick serves it over. And that happens to hit the net there. And a point going back over to the Eagles. As it's 9-4 here. Levitt serves it over. And the ball happens to hop in there. And a point for the Eagles once again.
That was just an unfortunate play right there from Sylvester.
As it's actually 11-3. They forgot to add a point for the Eagles. Levitt sends it over to Holland. Sylvester with a nice spike of her own. And not exactly sure what they called it on that, but it will be a point to the Monks. Sixto, serve it over to Levitt. And gets a bad bounce off the wrist. And a point once again going back to the Monks. Sixto.
St. Joe's coming to life a little bit here.
As referees talking with the table there, and they'll get ready to serve this one. Sixto over to LeMay, to McIntyre, sets up Beal, strong spike, nice save from LeMay. Young finds a gap and happens to score the point there. Twelve to 5 now, Husson leading this. As Beatty will get ready here. As the Eagles here after this match here tonight on the 8th, they will host Maine Maritime Academy at 6 o'clock.
A phenomenal start this year.
Yeah, definitely MMA is probably considered to be a favorite to possibly win the North Atlantic Conference as a point goes over to the Monks.
Yes, they've looked great sitting at, I believe, 11-2 last time I looked. So that should be a tough challenge.
Absolutely. Definitely anything can happen, though, here in Newman Gymnasium.
That's right.
And for St. Joe's, after this match on the 6th, they'll be hosting the University of Southern Maine at 6 o'clock. Then on the 8th, they'll be hosting Regis College at 1 o'clock. LeMay with a nice save there.
That was amazing.
Briones with a strong spike to respond right back. And it's now 12-7 now, Husson.
LeMay with a great save there to keep that play alive.
Definitely does a lot of good things for the Eagles here.
Yes.
As McMullen sends it over to Levitt, to McIntyre, sets up Levitt again with a spike. That one's going to go off of McMullen and will go out of bounds. As it's now going to be number 8, Beatrice Tercey, getting ready. Tercey will send it over here. Hollins over to Darby, sets up Holden. McIntyre up to Young with a spike, but it's going to be blocked by Holden and will go out of bounds. As Tercey now will once again get ready to serve this. 14-7 now. The Eagles still off to a strong start.
Trying to force that 5th set.
Tercey will send that one out of bounds as the Monks score a point there. Hannah Webster getting ready to serve this one. Webster sends it over to Beatty, to Young, blocked there by the Monks. Still with the Eagles. Young sends it over. McMullen over to Darby, sends up Briones with a strong spike. Young sends it over to McMullen, to Darby, sets up Holden. McIntyre to LeMay, to Young. Back over to McMullen, to Darby, sets up Briones with a spike. Beatty with the save. Levitt with the spike of her own. Darby over to McMullen with a spike. LeMay up to Young. Young, nice spike there as it goes off the fingertips of McMullen.
Yes, that was a great play.
Definitely was a great volley there by both sides, and the Eagles coming away with the point there. Cheyenne Young getting ready to serve this one. And a strong little bit of a miscommunication. Yeah, miscommunication there by Briones and McMullen. That's now 16-8. And Coach Roberts is going to want to call another timeout. As the Eagles still hanging on to a 16-8 lead. We'll be right back here in the 4th set. On 1 minute on the Husson Eagles Sports Network.
If you want a place where you can be seen as an individual and know what you're doing and have a career to look forward to, this is your place.
As we're back here at Newman Gymnasium, as it's Husson currently leading 16-8. Looking the 4th, a 5th and final set here. I'm Isaac Potter alongside Reese Dannenberg.
It's been a great match so far, very competitive. Both sides going back and forth.
As the Eagles happen to score a point there. Yeah, it was all St. Joe's the first 2 sets. And the Eagles have
flipped the script.
Definitely have taken control here these past 2 sets. Briones with a nice dig there. Philbrick with a strong spike. And the Monks scoring once again another much needed point. It's going to be now Holden getting ready to serve here. Holden serves this one over to LeMay, to McIntyre, sets up Levitt, and that one happens to be blocked. McIntyre over to Holden. Over a nice dig
Great
there
dig.
from Young. Over to Beatty. Holden tries to set up Philbrick and just happens to come up short of the net. It's now 18-9. McIntyre looking to try to make something happen here. Now, if the Eagles were to happen to win this set, and they were to go to a fifth and final set, as that one goes off the hands of McMullen and goes out of bounds. But if the Eagles were happen to win this set, they'll be going into the fifth and final set, and it'll be a winner takes all 2-15. Winner has to win by 2. As that one happens to go out of bounds by McMullen again. The Eagles now up 20-9.
Yeah, Husson looking unstoppable at this point. After that last set and the way they played this set, they are rolling right now.
Definitely, things have definitely changed going into that third set. Holden sets up.
Wow.
A strong spike there.
Wow.
From Briones. That was probably one of her best spikes of the night, I would say.
Impressive.
I can't do that. So. As Briones now will get ready to serve it. And it's Young to McIntyre, sets up Levitt with a serve over. Webster to Sixto. To McIntyre to Young. Over to Levitt. Levitt sends it over. Briones over to Sixto.
Great block.
Webster. And it looks like it's going to be, I think they might have called it a carry there. And once again, another point for the Eagles. 21-10 now. So now we're going to see LeMay getting ready to serve this one here for the Eagles. LeMay will happen to hit that one to the net. Now it's going to be Philbrick getting ready to serve this one. Philbrick to Levitt, to McIntyre, up to Beal. Beal with a strong spike. So it went off the fingertips of Webster, and a point going back to Husson.
And you can tell, look at this Husson bench, student section. People are getting fired up right now for this comeback.
Eagles looking to force that fifth set. Briones, and a nice placement there from Beal.
Yes.
As she found a little bit of the open gap there. And another point for the Eagles. 23-11 now. Levitt, as that one's just a little bit too far and will go out of bounds. We'll see Amanda Darby checking into the game here. Darby, get ready to serve this one. LeMay to McIntyre, sets up Young with a strong spike. Cheyenne Young.
That was clean.
Leaving her own teammates in shock there.
Yeah.
With that strong one. As Beatty now will look to try to score the last point here for the Eagles. Beatty sends it over to Holland, to Darby. Steps up Holden.
Ooh.
And will happen to fall in. The Monks still stay alive. As we're going to see McMullen getting ready now to serve this one. McMullen sends it over to Beatty, to McIntyre. Sets up Cheyenne Young. Over to McMullen. Holland. Over to Webster. Nice save from McIntyre. To LeMay. Cheyenne Young. That goes off the fingertips of Webster. And the Eagles have won the fourth set and have forced a fifth and final set. As now we will go to a winner takes all final sets. We will be right back in 3 minutes for the 5th set. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back here in about 3 minutes on the Husson Eagles Sports Network.
5 years ago, we started this journey of recycling. And with that same ingenuity, with that same innovation, and with that same entrepreneurship, we're approaching our next 45 years. We have an obligation to figure out how we can consume less, how we can recycle more, how we can create more sustainable products, and how we help our customers enable that.
We owe it to the future generations to continue to do better and recycle better.
Welcome back to Newman Gymnasium, as now we're going into a 5th and final set, Reese.
Yes, Husson has clawed their way back after going down 0-2.
Yeah, St. Joe's, like Reese mentioned, won the first 2 sets, but the Eagles have won the last 2 sets. And instead of going to 25, this one will go just to 15 now. Winner wins by 2. And whoever wins this will come out winning the match, as we're seeing the whole student section over here to our right.
The whole student section's up now.
Standing up, as lots of excitement going to be going on here in Newman Gymnasium. It's definitely been a great match here. Definitely both teams been playing well, and we will see who comes out victorious. As it's going to be McIntyre serving this one. Over to Webster. To Holden. Over to McMullen. Young to McIntyre. To Beal with a strong spike. And that scores the first point going to the Eagles. Nice strong spike there from Beal. So now we'll see McIntyre getting ready. McIntyre will serve this over. Over to McMullen. To Holden, to Sixto, and that one's gonna, nice save there from LeMay. McIntyre set up Levitt there, but it just happens to go out of bounds. The point going over to the Monks.
Yeah, and I think they were being a little bit generous there with LeMay. I think that one might have hit the ground early, but St. Joe's got the point. St. Joe's got the point anyway, so.
It's gonna be now Briones getting ready here to serve this one. St. Joe's won the first set 25-15. Then they won the second set 25-20, and then Husson won the third and fourth set 25-13, and then once again 25-13 again. So definitely going to be an exciting finish here in Newman Gymnasium. Eagles looking to keep their win streak alive, and the Monks looking to continue and try to get a win streak of their own. Now it's Victoria Briones getting ready to serve this one. Briones sends it over to Young. To McIntyre, sets up Levitt with a strong spike. Nice dig there from Webster. Sixto looks to send it over. Nice dig from LeMay as it's Schweitzer trying to find the gap there, but just happens to go out of bounds. It's now Briones once again getting ready to serve this. Briones sends it over to LeMay, to McIntyre, sets up Levitt with a strong spike, but happens to go out of bounds. That point going back over to the Eagles. 2-2 now.
Yes. Both teams look fired up and ready to go, like they want this.
It's Amber LeMay now. The grad student getting ready to serve this one. Sends it to Sylvester. To Holden, to Sixto. A dig there from Young. Sets up Levitt. She tries to send it over and scores the point. The Eagles have regained the lead. 3-2 now, the Eagles. It's going to be LeMay getting ready here. LeMay sends it over and will happen to go out of bounds. A good heads-up play there by the Monks. As Philbrick now getting ready to serve this one. Philbrick. Serve this over to Levitt. Sets her up. Blocked there by Webster. It goes out of bounds as a point going to the Eagles. Julia Levitt now getting ready. Levitt serves this one and just happens to go a little bit too far and goes out of bounds. Now we'll see Nadia Sixto getting ready here. LeMay to McIntyre to Beal. Beal, nice save there by Holland. Sixtos to Levitt. To McIntyre, sets up Beal. Blocked there by Sylvester. Young's going to try and spike it. Another save, or excuse me, another block there from Webster. Great effort there from her.
The St. Joe's team has had a lot of great blocks right at the net all night long.
Now we're going to see Sixto getting ready. She sends it over to LeMay. To McIntyre. Sets up Young. Young sends it over. Briones with the save. Sylvester with a strong spike of her own, and it goes out of bounds off of Levitt. As it's now 6-4, St. Joe's. Sixto getting ready here. Over to Tercey, to McIntyre, sets up Young. Young sends it over. Sylvester with a nice save. Webster saves it. Sixto sends it over. McIntyre sets up Beal. Beal with nice placement there.
Play.
Great heads-up play there from Beal and scores the point. And now we're going to see Adrian Beatty, getting ready to serve this here. Beatty. They're just confirming that last point there at the scores table. Beatty getting ready. Sends it over the net. Over to Holland. To Darby. Sets up Holden. McIntyre up to Young. Darby. Holden. McIntyre to LeMay. Sets up Levitt. Levitt with a strong spike. Nice dig there from Holland. Briona sends it over. McIntyre sets up Young with a strong spike. Goes off the net. Sylvester looks to send it over, but happens to hit that one out of bounds. And it's now 6-6. It's now Beatty once again serving this one here for the Eagles. Over to Holland, sets up Darby. And nice heads-up play there. Young saves
I
that.
was looking for a double tip.
Levitt over to LeMay, to Beatty. To Holland, to Darby. Sets up Sylvester with a strong spike, but happens to hit the net. And a point going over to the Eagles as they've regained the lead. 3 points in a row here for Husson. Beatty, send it over. Darby over to Sylvester. Sylvester with a strong spike. And that one's going to get a bad bounce off of Beatty. The ball will go out of bounds.
Very competitive last set, just like we thought.
Absolutely, as the score is 7-7. I don't believe they've put up that last point on the board there.
Yes, it should be 7-7. Oh, now they have it 8-7. Okay, there they go, 7-7. Nope.
As it's going to be McMullen now getting ready here. McMullen will send this over to Levitt. So McIntyre sets up Young with a spike. It scores the point. Strong spike there. As we are going to switch sides here. As the Eagles hanging on to an 8-7 lead. As we hear chants of "Let's Go Eagles" here by the student section. They have liked what they see from the Eagles here, showing no quit. Eagles looking to complete the comeback. As they lost the first two sets, they're looking to try to win this fifth and final set. Definitely has been a great match though, Reese.
Yes, definitely. Very back and forth, and even the sets that his first set, 25-15, that set wasn't really that far out of reach in the beginning of it throughout the whole thing. So this has been a very back and forth competitive game.
Absolutely. Just waiting for confirmation at the scores table. And it's going to be Tercy getting ready to serve this one. Tercy will send it over as that one happens to fall in on the line there.
Beautiful serve.
Big point there for the Eagles as they go up 2. And we are going to get a timeout from St. Joe's as Husson currently leading 9-7 in this fifth and final set. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back in 1 minute on the Husson Eagles Sports. We want to take a moment to thank today's game sponsors. Performance PT, designing a healthier you. Greenway Equipment Sales in Ellsworth and Bangor, nothing runs like a deer. Governor's Restaurant and Casella, giving resources new life. As the Eagles out of the timeout, taking a 9-7 lead here in this fifth and final set. As the play goes to 15, win by 2 as a strong spike there from Briones. And definitely a much-needed point for the Monks.
Yes, definitely much needed. The Monks or St. Joe's was definitely letting this one go a little bit. Husson was starting to get all the momentum.
Webster sends it over, sets up to Young. Young, nice placement, and gets the points. And the Eagles once again go back up 2. As Cheyenne Young will get ready to serve this one, who just scored the last point for the Eagles. Young sends it over to Darby, sets up Philbrick. Beatty, that was actually Levitt. Webster to Darby, sets up Briones with a strong spike, but it goes out of bounds. And now Husson up to a 3-point lead.
And they find themselves 4 points away from closing it out, completing the comeback.
Anything could still happen though, as a run could happen still here for the Monks. Webster sets up Darby, over to Holden. Beatty to McIntyre, sets up Levitt, tries to spike it, and a nice strong spike there. And another point going back over to Husson. As now we're gonna get another timeout from Coach Roberts. And we'll take a quick timeout as well. We'll be right back in 1 minute on the Husson Eagles Sports Network.
Husson makes it a priority of theirs to make sure each of their students are well-rounded and that we're prepared to go into the future.
I mean, it's very rare to have a college that can emphasize the professor-student interaction, and Husson hits it right on the head.
Instead of just, sitting in the classroom, it's a great way to get hands-on experience. I'm actually out here doing things and seeing how things work.
After being here and meeting the people, I decided this is where I wanted to be, that there was no better option for me.
And we're back here at Newman Gymnasium as it's Husson currently leading St. Joe's in the 5th and final set, 12-8 out of the timeout. I'm Isaac Potter alongside Reese Dannenberg. St. Joe's won the first 2 sets, but the Eagles have clawed their way back to force the 5th and final set as Cheyenne Young happens to hit that one out of bounds. The Eagles looking to try to mount the comeback, and St. Joe's looking to fight their way and hold on to this match victory. So it's going to be Holden now getting ready to serve this one. Holden over to LeMay. LeMay sends it over and it goes out of bounds off of Briones. And it's now 13-9 now, Husson.
So close.
As McIntyre will get ready to serve this one here for the Eagles. McIntyre will send it over. McMullen over to Holden, sets up Briones, blocked there by Levitt. Nice save from the Eagles. Schweitzer to McMullen. Over to Briones with a strong spike of her own. And a much needed point there for the Monks.
It's getting close.
Briones with a strong spike to keep her team alive here. Looking to try to bring them back. Briones getting ready here. Briones will now get ready to serve. Briones with the serve, over to Levitt. To McIntyre, sets it back up to Levitt. And it happens to fall in for a point. And the Eagles are 1 point away from winning this match. And it's going to be Amber LeMay now taking this one here for the Eagles. LeMay sends it over to Sylvester, and the ball is going to go out of bounds.
There it is.
And the Eagles have mounted the comeback after falling the first 2 sets. They have came back and won 3 sets in a row to come out with the match victory on senior night.
Yes, what a great way to come back. Not give up at all. Not be flustered by those first 2 sets. Stay focused. And, you know, those last 3 sets, they really dominated.
Yeah, definitely was a strong last 3 sets here from the Eagles. And a great comeback for them. And what a match it was here tonight here in Newman Gymnasium. I have no complaints here. Definitely was just a great time.
Yes, it was a great match for sure.
As it's the Eagles winning on their senior nights, continuing their win streak, as that is now 6 in a row for the Eagles, as they're playing the right game of volleyball here, as they're soon getting ready here for the playoffs. They'll move to 8-7 overall, as St. Joe's will fall to 6-12. Reese, any final thoughts as we sign off here in Newman Gymnasium?
I thought that, you know, in the loss, Briones really stood out to me. The freshman coming out here playing, I'm pretty sure the entire match, all 5 sets. We were calling her name constantly. And then on the other side, there was, we were calling, Young a lot. And it was a great game, especially for the seniors, too.
Yes, definitely a great way to end things on senior night here in Newman Gymnasium for the Eagles. The Eagles' next match will be once again back here at Newman Gymnasium. They will face Maine Maritime Academy, as Maine Maritime is one of the top teams in the North Atlantic Conference.
Yes.
But the way the Eagles have been rolling, they're looking to try to make things interesting here. So make sure you tune in for that game on the 8th. Once again, that'll be at 6 o'clock, and you'll catch that game right here on Husson Eagles on YouTube. Well, we're going to sign off here, as it's the Eagles coming away with a victory match tonight over St. Joe's, winning 3-2 after falling the first 2 sets. I'm Isaac Potter alongside Reese Stannenberg. Thank you all for tuning in to tonight's match, and you guys have a great rest of your evening.